This problem we need to write each polynomial in standard form. The meaning of a standard form that we need to arrange each term according to the power in descending order. We need to arrange the power from the greatest power to the smallest. You will find that the greatest power we have x raised to the power 2. That will be the first term. After that we have x. The last term will be the absolute term or the constant number. So we have here the expression in standard form will be equal 3x to the power 2 plus x plus 2. 1 minus x to the power 4. Write in standard form at the first we have x to the power 4 is negative. So we will start it by negative x to the power 4. And 1 here is positive, so it will be plus 1. In this problem, we need to add the two expressions. Adding two expressions means adding the like terms. So number 1, we need to underline the like terms. We have x power 3 and x power 3. X power 3 minus 3x power 3, it will be negative 2 and x power 3 without any change. In adding and subtracting, don't change the power. Just we change the coefficient. 2 plus negative 5. It will be equals to negative 3. A power 2 plus 5a minus 3 minus 2a power 2 minus 4a plus 3. In this problem, we need to subtract. The meaning of subtracting, just we write the first expression without any change. So we have here a power 2 plus 5a minus 3. Then we will change the sign of the second expression. When you need to write the answer, you need to write the answer in standard form. We said before the meaning of the standard form that we need to write the expression in descending order according to the power. So negative multiplied by 2a power 2, it will be negative 2a power 2. And the negative times negative 4, it will be positive 4a. Negative times positive 3, it will be negative 3. Now we have a power 2 minus 2a power 2, it will be negative a power 2. In adding and subtracting, just we write the variable with the same power, but we change only the coefficient. 5a plus 4a, it will be positive 9a. Negative 3 minus 3, it will be equals to negative 6. In this problem, we need to add the two expressions. Adding two expressions, so we need to write the answer in standard form. Now we need to underline the like terms. We have negative 3x power 2 and the positive 2x power 2. By adding, you will find that the answer will be equals negative x to the power 2. Now we have 4x and the negative 5x. 4x minus 5x, it will be negative x. Now we have 5 plus 1, the answer will be equals 6. In this problem, we need to find the perimeter. You will find that we have a rectangle. As we know that the perimeter of the rectangle equals 2 multiplied by the length plus the width. So number 1, we just need to find the sum of the length and the width. Just by adding, we have 2x to the power 2 minus 3x plus 1. We need to add it to 5x plus 3. In adding and subtracting, just we write the like terms under each other. So we have here 2x power 2, we just write it without any change. Negative 3 plus 5, it will be equal positive 2x. 1 and 3 equals 4. Now we just find the sum of the length and the width. So that will be the length plus the width. And the perimeter will be equals 2 multiplied by the length plus the width. So it will be 2 multiplied by the expression, which is 2x power 2 plus 2x plus 4. Now to add, we just use distributive property. So 2 multiplied by 2x power 2, it will be 4x to the power 2. 2 times 2x, it will be equals 4x. 2 multiplied by 4, it will be equals 8. In this problem, we need to solve each equation. Solving the equation, it means find the value of the variable which makes the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. To solve, we'll use distributive property. X power 2 multiplied by x, it will be equals x power 3. X power 2 times 2, it will be equals positive 2x power 2. Just write the equal sign. X multiplied by x power 2, it will be equals x power 3. X multiplied by 2x, it will be 2x power 2. X times 1, it will be equals x. Now we will find that we have x power 3 and x power 3, one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, so cancel them out. Also, we'll find we have 2x power 2 and 2x power 2. The remainder from the left-hand side is equal to 0. And from the right-hand side, which is x. It means x is equal to 0. 2x multiplied by x plus 3 equals 2x power 2 plus 3. Now by using distributive property, 2x multiplied by x, it will be equals 2x to the power 2. 2x multiplied by 3, it will be equal positive 6x is equal. 2 multiplied by x power 2, it will be 2x power 2. 2 multiplied by 3, it will be equal 6. Cancel 2x power 2 and 2x power 2. Then the remainder now will be 6x is equal to 6. Then divided by 6. You will find that x is equals 1. That will be the solution. In this problem, we need to find the area of the rectangle. As we know that the area of the rectangle equal to the length multiplied by the width. So it will be equal. Just we have the two dimensions, multiply them together. So we have the first dimension, which is 3x, multiplied by x power 2 plus x minus 7. By using distributive property, so we have 3x multiplied by x power 2, it will be 3x power 3. 3x multiplied by x, it will be 3x to the power 2. 3x times negative 7, it will be negative 21x. In this problem, we need to find the product. Find the product, it's mean multiply. So we have two binomials and we need to multiply them together. Just we will start with x. X times x, it will be equals to x power 2. X times 7, it will be equals to 7x. Now start with negative 3. Negative 3 times x, it will be negative 3x. Negative 3 times 7 equals negative 21. You will find that we have a like term, so we need to simplify. So it will be x power 2. 7x minus 3x, it will be positive 4x. In adding and subtracting the like term, we just write the same power, but we change the coefficient. So minus 21 without any change. 3a minus 2 multiplied by 6a plus 5. Just by using distributive property. 3a times 6a equals 18a power 2. 3a times 5 equals positive 15a. Negative 2 times 6a, it will be negative 12a. Negative 2 times 5 equals negative 10. Now we have a like term. So it will be 18a power 2. 15 minus 12 equals positive 3a minus 10. In this problem, we need to find the area. As we know that the area of the rectangle is equals to length multiplied by the width. We just write the two dimensions and multiply them together. The first dimension, which is 5x minus 4. And the second dimension, which is 2x plus 3. Now just multiply them. 5x multiplied by 2x, it will be 10x to the power 2. 5x times 3, it will be equals 15x. Negative 4 multiplied by 2x, it will be negative 8x. Negative 4 times 3 equals to negative 12. Now we have a like terms. So we have 10x to the power 2. 15 minus 8 equals to positive 7x. And just write negative 12. Find each product. X plus 5 multiplied by x minus 5. You will find that the two expressions are similar, but only the difference between them that we have. One of them is plus and the other will be minus. That's one of the type of the special product. Once we have the same expression in the two brackets, one of them is positive and the other is negative, just multiply the first by the first. X multiplied by x, it will be x power 2. Positive multiplied by negative equals negative. 5 times 5, it will be equals to 25. 3x minus 2 all to the power 2. And that is the second type of the special product. Once we have any bracket raised to the power 2, to solve it, just we have here the first raised to the power 2. So we have 3x to the power 2. Put the sign of the middle. 2 multiplied by the first multiplied by the second. Plus, in all of the question, even if the sign here is plus or minus, the sign here will be positive. The second to the power 2. Now simplify. 3x to the power 2, which is 9x squared. Now put the sign of the middle. 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6. Multiplied by 2 equals 12. So it will be 12x. Plus, in all of the questions, the sign of the third term must be positive. 2 to the power 2 equals 5x plus 4 all to the power 2. Just we have here the first to the power 2. Once we have a bracket raised to the power 2, just write the first to the power 2. Put the sign of the middle. 2 multiplied by the first multiplied by the second. Plus the second to the power 2. 5x to the power 2, it will be 25x squared. Plus 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 equals 40x. Plus the second to the power 2, 4 to the power 2 equals 60. This problem we need to find the area of the shaded part. The area of the any shaded part equals to the area of the greatest shape minus the area of the smallest one. The area of the greatest shape we can find it by using length multiplied by width. So number 1, find the area of the greatest. The area of the greatest equals 2x plus 5 multiplied by 2x minus 5. You will find that the two brackets are the same. The only difference between them that we have one of them is plus and the other is minus. So just multiply the first by the first, which is 4x to the power 2. Positive times negative equal negative. 5 times 5 equals 225. The second step, find the area of the smallest. The smallest also we have a rectangle, so we just multiply the length by the width, which is x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Now you will find the same expression, but only the sign between them is different. Just multiply the first by the first, which is x power 2. Positive times negative equals negative. 2 times 2 equals 4. Now we have the area of the greatest and the area of the smallest. Now to find the area of the shaded part, just subtract the area of the greatest minus the area of the smallest. So 4x power 2 minus x, it will be equal 3x power 2. As we said before, adding and subtracting, we just keep the same power, but we change the coefficient. Negative 25 minus negative 4, it will be equals to negative 21. Use distributive property to factorize each polynomial. Using distributive property, it means find the greatest common factor, or factorize by using the greatest common factor. You will find that the greatest common factor between 12 and 24 equals to 12. The greatest number that we can divide 12 and 24 by this number, which is 12. So we have 12 as the common factor. If you look at the variable, you will not find any common variable. So 12 is the common factor. Now just to divide each term by 12. 12x divided by 12, it will be equals to x. Just to divide 12 by 12, and the remainder will be x. Plus 24 divided by 12 equals 2. And just write the variable without any change. So it will be 12 multiplied by x plus 2y. 14x power 2y minus 21x plus 35x y power 2. The greatest common factor of the numbers will be 7. Now look at the variable. You will find that in all of the terms we have x and y. So we have x, y as the common factor. Now look at the power. The smallest power for x will be 1. So x will be as the common factor. The smallest power for y is 1. So y is the common factor. So for the numbers, just take the greatest common factor. And from the variable, just write the variable which is repeated with the smallest power. So now open a bracket. It means we will divide each term by 7xy. 14 divided by 7 equals 2. And x power 2 divided by x, we just write x and subtract the power, so 2 minus 1 equals 1. Now we have y and y, cancel them out. Negative divided by positive equals negative. We just divide the sign by the sign, the number by the number, each variable by itself. xy divided by xy, cancel them out. And the 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Positive divided by positive equals positive. 35 divided by 7 equals 5. Cancel x and x. Y power 2 divided by y equals 1. In this problem, we have a power 2 minus 4ac plus ab minus 4bc. We need to use distributive property or the greatest common factor to factorize. There is no common factor in the 4 terms. So we just divide it into groups. Each group that has 2 terms. So we can say the first group is a power 2 minus 4ac because we have a as a common factor. Second group, we have ab minus 4bc because we have b as a common factor. So it will be, just write the first group, a power 2 minus 4ac. The sign between the groups in all of the question will be plus. ab minus 4bc will be a as a common factor. A power 2 divided by a equals a. Negative 4ac divided by a, it will be negative 4c. Common factor of the second group will be equals b. ab divided by b equals a. Minus 4bc divided b equals 4c. You will find that the same bracket is repeated. So that should be the common factor. So a minus 4c. The remainder from the first group will be a. And the remainder from the second group is plus b. 24ab plus 54a minus 20b minus 45. We need to use distributive property to factorize. You will find that we have a common factor for the first two terms, which is 6a. And from the second two terms now, we have 5 as a common factor. So just write the two groups. As we said, that's the first group plus the second group. The sign between the two groups must be plus. So we have 24ab plus 54a. The second group is negative 20b minus 45. The common factor of the first group, which is 6a. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. And ab divided by a equals b. 54 divided by 6 equals 9. A divided by a cancel them out. If you look at the first group, you will find that positive. But the second group, the two terms are negative. To convert from negative to positive, just we take negative as a common factor. And we have 20, 45, 5 as a common factor. So negative 20 divided by negative 5 equals 4b. Negative 45 divided by negative 5 equals to positive 9. You will find that 4b plus 9 is repeated. So we have 4b plus 9 is a common factor. The remainder from the first, which is 6a, with the sign of the middle, and the remainder from the second, which is 5. So it will be 4b plus 9 multiplied by 6a minus 5. 3r bar 3 minus 12r bar 2 plus 4p minus pr. Now we have, that's the first group, and that will be the second group. You will find that the common factor of the first group, which is 3r to the power 2. So 3 and 12 divisible by 3. And we have r bar 3, r bar 2. The smallest power here will be r bar 2. That will be the common factor. The sign between the two groups is positive. Now 3r bar 3 divided by 3r bar 2 equals r. Minus 12 divided by 3 equals 4. And r bar 2 divided by r bar 2 cancel them out. The common factor that we have here, which is p. So just write plus p. 4p divided by p equals 4. Negative divided by positive equals negative. pr divided by p equals r. You will find that the two groups are similar, but only the sign is different, because r here is positive, and the second group is negative. 4 is negative, and the second group is positive. As we said before, to change the sign, we just put negative outside of the common factor. So it will be 3r bar 2 multiplied by r minus 4. Put negative outside of the common factor. Once you put negative and outside of the common factor, it means change the sign. So 4 will be negative 4, and the negative r will be positive r. Now we have r minus 4 is repeated. That will be the first term, r minus 4. And the second bracket will be 3r bar 2 minus p. Once we have an expression raised to the power of 2, check that we can factorize one more time or not. You will find that the first term is not perfect square. It means this expression is not difference of two squares. The area of the rectangle is shown by x bar 3 minus 2x bar 2 plus 5x. One of the dimensions equals x. We need to find the other dimension. To find the other dimension, just we divide the area by the given dimension, which is x. So x bar 3 divided by x, it will be x bar 2. Negative 2x bar 2 divided by x, it will be negative 2x. Because we just divide. Negative 2 divided by 1 equals negative 2. X bar 2 divided by x equals x. Plus 5x divided by x equals 5. Factor each polynomial. The meaning of factorization converts the expression to be a product of two or more terms. Now we have x bar 2 minus 8x plus 50. The first step of factorization that we need to find if there is a common factor or not. For the first expression that there is no common factor. Now we have a trinomial. Check if this trinomial is a perfect square or not. To check if that's perfect square trinomial, we can find the square root of the first, which is x. But if you look at 15, you can find it's a square root. So this expression is not difference of two squares. So just to factorize it with the normal way, just open two brackets now. X bar 2 is equals x multiplied by x. Start from the right. I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer is 50. By adding the two numbers, the answer will be 8. You will find that the two numbers are 5 multiplied by 3. 5 times 3 equals 50. And if you add them, the answer will be equals 8. The sign of the greatest is the sign of the middle, which is minus. Once 15 is positive, it means the two numbers have the same sign, which are negative. X power 2 plus 9x plus 20. There is no common factor, and we can't find the square root of 20. I mean, this expression is not perfect square trinomial. Now factorize. Just open two brackets. We have x power 2, which equals x and x. I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 20. If you add them, the answer will be 9. The two numbers will be 5 and 4. 5 times 4 equals 20. By adding the two numbers, you will find that the answer will be equals 9. The sign of the middle is the sign of the greatest number. Once 20 is positive, it means the two numbers have the same sign. Or positive multiplied by positive equals positive. X power 2 minus 5x minus 6. You will find that there is no common factor. Now we will check if this expression is a perfect square trinomial or not. You will find that the third term is negative. Once the third term or the first term is negative, it means this expression is not perfect square trinomial. So we just factorize it. Just open two brackets. We have x and x. I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 6. If you subtract, the answer will be 5. You will find that 6 and 1. So 6 multiplied by 1 equals 6. By subtracting them, the answer will be equals 5. Sign of the greatest number is negative. And the negative multiplied by negative equals positive. X minus 6 multiplied by x plus 1. In this problem, the area given by the expression x power 2 plus 2x minus 24. We need to find the dimension. Finding the dimension, it means we need to factorize. So we have x power 2 plus 2x minus 24. Number 1, there is no common factor. And this expression is not perfect square trinomial because 24 is negative and non-perfect square number. We just open two brackets. X power 2 is equals x multiplied by x. Now we need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 24. Once you subtract them, the answer will be equals to. You will find that the two numbers are 6 and 4. The sign of the middle is the sign of the greatest number. 24 is negative. It means the two numbers with different signs. One positive and the other will be negative. Or we can say negative multiplied by positive equals negative. Factor each trinomial. 12x power 2 plus 22x minus 40. You will find that we have a common factor which is 2. Because all of the terms are divisible by 2. 12x power 2 divided by 2 equals 6x power 2. 22 divided by 2 equals 11x. Negative 14 divided by 2 equals negative 7. Now this expression is not perfect square trinomial because we can't find the square root of 6 and 7 is negative. Now factorize the trinomial. The coefficient of x power 2 not equals to 1. Once the coefficient of x power 2 not equals to 1, just multiply the first by the third. 6 multiplied by 7 equals to 42x power 2. Now I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 42x power 2. And if you subtract them, the answer will be equals 11. You will find that we have 3x multiplied by 14. So 3x multiplied by 14x equals 42x power 2. And if you subtract them, the answer will be equals 11. The sign of the middle is the sign of the greatest number. Because 7 here is negative, it means the two numbers with different signs, so 3 will be negative. Now rewrite the expression. And instead of 11x, we just replace it with negative 3x plus 40. So we have 6x squared minus 3x plus 14 minus 7. You will find that 3x is the common factor of the first group, and the 7 is a common factor of the second group. So just write 3x as the common factor. 6x power 2 divided by 3x equals 2x. Negative divided by positive equals negative. 3x divided by 3x equals 1. The second group we have 7 as a common factor. So 14x divided by 7 equals 2x. Negative divided by positive equals negative. 7 divided by 7 equals 1. Now the bracket is repeated. So that will be the common factor, which is 2x minus 1. The remainder from the first group, which is 3x. And the remainder from the second group, which is plus 7. So it will be 2x minus 1 multiplied by 3x plus 7. 2y power 2 minus 9y plus 3. You will find that there is no common factor. This expression is not perfect square trinomial expression. So we just multiply 2 by 3 because the coefficient y bar 2 not equals to 1. 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6y bar 2. Now we need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 6. By adding the two numbers, the answer will be 9. You will find that there is no two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 6. If you add them, the answer will be 9. It means this expression will be a prime expression. 3x bar 2 minus 6x minus 45. There is a common factor here, which is 3. Just write 3 outside of the common factor. 3x bar 2 divided by 3 equals x bar 2. Negative divided by positive equals negative. 6x divided by 3 equals 2x. 45 divided by 3 equals 50. Just we write 3. Now open two brackets. X bar 2 is equals x and x. I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 50. If you subtract, the answer is 2. It will be 5 and 3. The sign of the middle is the sign of the greatest number. Because 15 is negative, the two numbers with different signs. So 5 here is negative and 3 will be positive. So the answer will be 3 multiplied by x minus 5 times x plus 3. Factor each polynomial. Number 1, to factorize, we need to find if there is a greatest common factor or not. There is no common factor, and we have only two terms. Once we have two terms, we need to check if this expression is difference of two squares or not. You can find the square root of the first, which is y, and the square root of the second, which is 9. And the sign between them is minus. It means this expression is difference of two squares. To factorize it, just write the square root of the first and the square root of the second. One of the two brackets will be plus and the second will be minus. 64 minus 25x bar 2. There is no common factor, and we can find the square root of the first, which is 8. The square root of the second, which is 5x. And the sign between them is minus. It means this expression is difference of two squares. So just write two brackets and write the square root of the first, the square root of the second. One of the two brackets will be plus and the other will be minus. 16a bar 2 minus 21b bar 2. There is no common factor. We can find the square root of the first term, which is 4a. But we can't find the square root of the second. It means this expression is not difference of two squares. And there is no common factor. So we have here a prime expression. 3x bar 2 minus 3. We have 3 as a common factor. 3x bar 2 divided by 3 equals x bar 2. Negative 3 divided by 3 equals to negative 1. Now just write 3. We have an expression inside the bracket raised to the power 2. We cannot check if this expression is difference of two squares or not. You will find that this expression is difference of two squares, because we can find the square root of the first and the square root of the second, and the sign between them is minus. So one of the two brackets will be plus and the second will be minus. Factor each polynomial. X bar 2 plus 12x plus 36. There is no common factor, and that will be the first step in any factorization. Now we have a trinomial expression. We need to check if this trinomial is a perfect square trinomial expression or not. The square root of the first, which is x, and the square root of the third, which is 6. If you multiply both of them by 2, you will find that that will be the middle. So this expression is a perfect square trinomial expression. To factorize it, just write the square root of the first, which is x. Put the sign of the middle. The square root of the third, which is 6. All of the bracket raised to the power 2. X bar 2 plus 5x plus 25. There is no common factor, and we can find the square root of x bar 2, which is x, and the square root of 25, which is 5. By multiplying both of them by 2, you will find that that's not equals to the middle sign. It means this expression is not perfect square trinomial. So we just use the normal factorization. We need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 25. And if you add them, the answer will be equals 5. You will not find any two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer will be 25. By adding, the answer will be 5. It means this expression will be a prime expression. X power 4 minus 1. There is no common factor, and we have only two terms. The two terms now are perfect square, and the sign between them is minus, so we can use difference of two squares. The difference of two squares just by finding the square root of the first, the square root of the second, One of the two brackets is plus and the second is minus. Now to complete factorization, you will find that we have x bar 2 inside the bracket. If you look at the first bracket, you will find that the sign between them is plus. It means it doesn't work as difference of two squares. Because difference of two squares, the sign between them must be minus. Because difference of two squares, the sign between the two terms must be minus. But for the second bracket, we have difference of two squares. Because we can find the square root of the first, the square root of the second, and the sign between them is minus. So just write the first bracket without any change, x bar 2 plus 1. Now for the second bracket, we will factorize the square root of the first, which is x, the square root of the second, which is 1. One of the two brackets is plus and the other will be minus. And that's how can we factorize any polynomial completely.